Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome to another Quran step. We're journeying through Surah Al-Baqarah, verse number 31, part 3. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. I'll recite up to where we have reached. وعلم آدم الأسماء كلها ثم عرضهم على الملائكة فقال أنبئوني بأسماء هؤلاء إن كنتم صادقين. وعلم آدم, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught Adam al-asma, the names, kullaha, all of them. ثم عرضهم, and then he showed them, على الملائكة, to the angels. فقال, and he said, أنبئوني, inform me, بأسماء هؤلاء, with the names of these things, إن كنتم صادقين, if you are truthful. Right, so today we covered وَعَلَّمَ آدَمَ الْأَسْمَاءَ كُلَّهَا, and we had these questions last time. And today, inshallah, we'll go to the next topic, the next part. ثُمَّ عَرَضَهُمْ عَلَى الْمَلَائِكَةِ. ثُمَّ, then. عَرَضَهُمْ, he showed them. عَلَى, here in English we use to. When you show something, you show it to something. Where in Arabic you say arada ala, you show or display to or upon. Al-malaika, the angels. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, after teaching Adam alayhi salam the names of these things, he then showed the things themselves to the angels. So that's why the ulama say, what does showed them? What is the them? وَعَرَضَهُمْ, what is this hum referring to? The ulama point out that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't show the angels the names, okay, he didn't show the words, but he showed what they call al-musammayat, the things that are given that word. So there's tree, he doesn't show the word tree or shajara, but shows the actual tree, and so on. So it's a kind of obvious point, but sometimes the ulama need to state the obvious so that it's down on paper for the record as to what they understood. Right. Now the interesting question here is, did you notice what dhamir was used for the word them? Now remember what a dhamir is? So words like, if I said a name of a person, Muhammad, Zaid, Ziyad, right, or Fatima, then these are names of people. But if I want to refer to them by not actually saying their names, I could use a dhamir. A dhamir is like he, she, they. So I haven't said the person's name, I just said he. So a dhamir can be he for singular, or huwa in Arabic, or hiya, female, or hum for they and the plural. So there are lots of dhamair. I'm not going to go through all of them, but I just want to point out here in the word arada, arada is the verb. Okay, it means he showed. The he is hidden inside arada, and them is this word hum, and it is attached in Arabic to the verb aradahum. So the word that's used for the things that are shown is aradahum, and hum means them, and it's not aradaha, which could have been the case. And so the ulama just point this point out, and it's worthwhile just reading what they say. Let's have a look. So technically in the Arabic language, if it had been written outside the Quran, ثُمَّ عَرَضَهَا, it would have been correct. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala displayed them. But in the Quran it doesn't say عَرَضَهَا, it says عَرَضَهُمْ. So why? ودل على المسميات بضمير جمع الذكور والذكور العقلاء. Okay, so ha is used to refer to the plurals if they're all inanimate. if you have a group of objects, so if I had a fridge, a ball, a mountain, a tree, these are considered inanimate objects. I could refer to all of them, هل رأيتها, have you seen them? But if I had a group of objects which had a mountain, a tree, and perhaps an animal, and a human being inside them, then I would say هل رأيتهم. I have to use something, a pronoun which indicates that amongst these objects there is something that is animate and aqil, considered to be rational. So usually that's human beings and jinn. فقال عرضهم ولم يقل عرضها. So Shaykh Tantawi says, they said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said عرضهم and did not say عرضها, لأن في جملة هذه المسميات أنواعا من الأقلاء. So in this group of objects which was shown to Adam alayhi salam and then displayed to the angels for them to name, there were uqala, things which are considered animate or rational beings, such as kal malaika, angels, wal ins, human beings, full stop. Now he then explains why this is the case in the Arabic language, and it's a very interesting point and it's worthwhile paying a bit of attention here. ومن الأساليب المعروفة بين فصحاء العرب, and one method or one way of speaking that is well known among the eloquent or the best speakers amongst the Arabs, تغليب الكامل على الناقص, is what they call تغليب, the preponderance of the kamil, the thing which is as perfect as it can be, على الناقص, over something which has not reached the same equivalency in perfection. Now I'll illustrate that in an example and then you'll get the idea. فإذا اشترك في نحو الجمع أو التثنية, so if you have a group of objects which are combined, some are kamil, I mean perfect, and others are not perfect, naqis, whether it's in plurality or whether it is in the dual, because remember in Arabic we have three types of number. You can say a man, rajul, you can say two men, rajulan, or you can say many men, rijal. So there is a word, a special word for the dual, tathniya. أُتِيَ بِالْجَمْعِ أو التثنية على ما يطلق حال الكمال منهما. So if you have a group of objects, how do you refer to it? So if there's a mix of kamil and naqis, you will refer to it by the kamil. The kamil will be ghalib, victorious over the naqis. So let's give some examples so that it becomes a bit clear. So in Arabic, remember this is how the Arabs spoke, and this is part of their language, and this is how they spoke, and this is how they thought. Okay, this is how their language works. Walid means father. Walida is the mother. But in Arabic, if they want to refer to both of them, they don't say walid wa walida, they say walidan. Or you may have heard its other form, walidain. Okay, birrul walidain, very famous kind of phrase you hear. So walidan and walidain literally means two fathers. If we wanted to say two mothers, we would say walidatan or walidatain, the extra ta in the middle. But the Arabs didn't say walidatan, they said walidan. Why? Because they considered the walid as kamil, somebody of perfection, and walida did not reach the same level of perfection. She's a degree less than the father. So the word walid is more kamil, and so they use that ghalab al-walid ala walidah, walidan. Another example, when they refer to the first two khulafa of Islam, Umar radiallahu an wa Abu Bakr radiallahu an, they say Umaran. They say the two Umars. They don't say Umar radiallahu an and Abu Bakr radiallahu an. As all they don't say the two Abu Bakrs, Abawa Bakrin. They say Umaran. Why? Because Umar, as a personality and the duration of time he was a Khalifa, was longer, even though Hazrat Abu Bakr radiallahu an is acknowledged by the ulama as to be the best Sahabi amongst the Sahaba. But in the language, linguistically, the word that's more preponderant, or the word that was more in use, or for a variety of reasons, that word became ghalib over Abu Bakr, so it became Umaran. Another example, Al-Qamar, the moon, and Ash-Shams. Now you'd have thought the sun is stronger than the moon in brightness, but in the Arabic language they consider al-qamaran. They call these two celestial objects, objects in the sky, the two moons rather than ash-shamsan, the two suns. So again, in the Arabic language, the Arabs at the time of the Prophet ﷺ, they considered al-qamar ghalib, probably because of its beauty, and so it features more in Arabic literature. It's used as a symbol of beauty for a lady, etc. And therefore it was a word that they saw as more perfect than the sun. So it had kamal, it had these perfect qualities, and hence when you talk about the two objects you say al-qamaran. So when you have the plural and you have a mix of animate and inanimate objects, the animate, the aqil, will be ghalib, and the way of referring to it will be ghalib or over referring to the inanimate objects. And that's the secret behind the use of the dhamir hum. So subhanallah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increases in knowledge. And with this we come to the end of this lesson. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.